In today's video, I'm back with British Airways, this time flying in Premium Economy, or as BA calls it, World Traveller Plus, on their Boeing 777. Is it worth the upgrade? Let's find out. So welcome to Boston Logan International Airport, where this journey begins. First, let's get ourselves checked in. World Traveller Plus passengers benefit from a dedicated check-in lane, though nobody's there yet today, so we're left to wait whilst the economy and business class lanes are dealt with. Once the business class queue was completely empty, we were then summoned to the desk. This is usually a much smoother process though, especially when flying out of London, where obviously BA has endless check-in facilities. It's quick through security today, and once airside, we're heading to the lounge. There's no lounge access with Premium Economy, but with our Priority Pass membership, we can head to the Air France lounge. And after stopping for a bite to eat and a couple of drinks, it's soon time to head to the gate for boarding. We're in boarding group 3 today, and it's a very efficient boarding process here. By the time we arrive, all of the earlier groups have boarded, so it's straight onto the plane. Today's aircraft is a 28-year-old Boeing 777, which has been with British Airways since 1997. The layout is a 242 configuration with just 5 rows in the Premium Economy cabin. So swiftly down the jet bridge and straight on board. These are our seats for the flight today, and World Traveller Plus buys you an extra 7 inches of pitch as well as wider seats. This extra legroom makes a huge difference, especially for someone like me who's 6'9". There's also a footrest beneath the seat in front, and there's also a handy little mini table attached to the armrest. These seats are really comfortable, though they're the first sign of age of this aircraft. With the seat next to me, the recline was broken and didn't stay in the upright position. There's some pretty roomy seat back pockets ahead with double compartments. In there you'll also find a safety card, and I've been left a nice chunk of chewed gum by the previous passenger. Also ahead is the IFE screen, we'll get onto this in just a moment, and power, 2 USB ports. There's no USB-C options on this aircraft, but there is an international socket on the base of the armrest. British Airways are currently working on an updated Premium Economy seat at the moment, so these might not be around for too much longer. Just reading lights above us today, so no individual air vents, but the cabin's at a comfortable temperature, so this is all good. Before we push back, the crew come round with welcome drinks, a choice today of Prosecco, orange juice or water. As you can probably tell, this flight is going to be a night flight, so before we're plunged into darkness, a quick moment to go through the amenities. Starting with this blanket. I actually really rate these World Traveller Plus blankets. They're a good size, they're super soft and cozy, and I think I actually prefer these to BA's business class blankets. Placed on your seat is a sealed package containing noise cancelling headphones, the same as in business class. Comfortable, but the noise cancelling is pretty weak. You're also given a neat amenity kit that's made from recycled plastic bottles, and this contains some little socks, a pen, lip balm, toothbrush and toothpaste, and an eye mask. They're pretty basic, but it's nice to be able to brush your teeth on a night flight. In this cabin, you also get a menu listing dinner options as well as drinks from the bar. And I really love these menus, just to know what selections are on offer without having to ask. And whilst I peruse the menu, it's time to push back as the safety demo begins. So, the IFE on this plane. The hardware is pretty dreadful. The touchscreen is barely responsive, so needs to be navigated using the pull-out controller. This works fine, but it's just that little bit more hassle to pull it out every time you want to do anything. The system itself is pretty laggy, as well as the resolution being pretty bad. Last year though, I flew in World Traveller Plus on BA's Airbus A350, and the screens are much more up to date. Great resolution and worked perfectly. But you can't knock the selection of movies, music and TV shows, many of which being really new releases as well as older classics. There's also all the other stuff like the essential moving map, as well as games, and this system is the same throughout all cabins. Soon enough, we reach the runway and take off, beginning the 6.5-hour flight to London. Straight after takeoff, hot towels are handed out by the crew, and it's not long before the crew are back with snacks and drinks. The tray table pulls out of the armrest in this cabin. Today it's sour cream and chive pretzels. Usually they're quite generous with drinks, you usually get given a couple, but we're getting the back of cabin treatment today as the trolley's running low. Next, the dinner service, and again, being at the back of cabin, you know you're never going to get your first choice of meal. I get it, I understand why, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. The crew were great and did offer to see what they could find in economy, but kindly, my partner was willing to swap. I went for the paneer curry. You also get a quinoa salad, cheese and crackers, a bottle of water, bread and butter, and a chocolate mousse for dessert. This is all served on crockery and you get proper cutlery. And I have to say, it wasn't bad at all. People often don't rate catering coming out of the USA with BA, myself included, but this was pretty good. And after dinner service, the crew are back serving teas and coffees. So what's the toilet like on board? It's okay. It's a decent size, but it felt a bit grotty, a little bit dated, lots of staining on the surfaces. The crew had obviously been keeping it as tidy as they could, but I think it could just do with a deep clean. I don't know, maybe this aircraft is just waiting to be taken out of service. As the flight progresses, the cabin darkens and it's time for me to stick on a movie and get a bit of sleep. When I wake up, the crew are serving a pre-landing snack. Today it's a choice of cheese and ham croissants or an egg bagel. This time round, it's nothing to get too excited about. It tasted exactly how you'd expect a cold croissant with ham and cheese in it to taste. It's not long before the crew begin to prepare the cabin for landing as we descend towards London. This flight has definitely contrasted with previous experiences I've had in World Traveller Plus. There's certain things about the product which just aren't great, but it's also just a bit of a potluck and depends on the age and condition of the aircraft. I paid with points on this occasion, but if I'd paid a full fare, I'd have definitely struggled to see the value of the upgrade beyond the legroom. I have to say though, the crew were great. But in general, is it worth the upgrade? Maybe. We can't always be on a brand new aircraft, and I don't think this flight has necessarily been your typical World Traveller Plus experience. Thanks so much for joining me on this one. If you found it useful, let me know by leaving a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.